Hello. If I think the live stream's going on right now. Although I don't think I need my headset currently. But yes, hello there. Sorry for the bit of delay. If there was one for you guys, I decided to do a live stream in case people want to ask questions. So there's a question thing there in case you want to ask stuff. Oh, gotta get the headphones working out. Almost. Yes, if you want to ask any questions about anything to do with the channel or Star Wars itself, there's a comment thing there or below for you. It's there for me, but below for you. And please feel free to ask any questions, and I'll try and answer them, or say what you thought of the movie and anything. If you're not watching, then well, if you're watching this, if you're watching this in the future when the stream's already been done, then leave comments and I'll try and answer them in another video. Anyway, for now, I think you can probably hear me. It should be the headphones now. Doesn't matter. Put something else on. But anyway, guys, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is big. It's the biggest movie. Well, it's probably going to be the biggest movie in December. I can't imagine Jumanji doing that well. But basically, it's making loads and loads of money. It's not doing as well as Last Jedi, but that's kind of expected after some of the backlash of The Last Jedi. But I love the movie, and other people don't, and that's pretty much evident. But it's not a perfect movie, and other people come to me. Other people come up to me and say what they've had problems with. They've liked the movie, but they've had problems with it and all. So in this stream, that's what I'm going to talk about: the movie itself, and also a couple of things about the channel in 2020. And also, guys, if you want your questions answered, please do comment below, and I will answer them probably by the end of the video. So here we go. So Star Wars Skywalker, I will give my spoiler review. Yet this is a spoiler discussion. I'm going to talk a bit more about spoilers in the film, but not loads. Because obviously, we've already got the spoiler discussion. The stream probably going for about an hour or maybe less, maybe more, depending on who's watching and who's commenting. But anyway, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Please do comment if you can hear me. I did a few tests. Yeah, just comment if you can hear me first or something if you are watching. Because I did a few tests yesterday. I'm not sure if the audio is working. Yeah, should be. But anyway, Star Wars Skywalker is the end of the Skywalker saga, and it's got some interesting decisions. Someone commented yesterday. Well, I got it yesterday. I've been on holiday, by the way. That's why I haven't made any videos. I've had no Wi-Fi there, so I couldn't make any videos, even if I wanted to. But I'm going to probably upload something about that holiday in the next week or so. But anyway, someone commented like a couple of days ago. I only got it yesterday though, that they didn't feel it was a boring movie, but it wasn't a good review with the Ray review. And yes, he didn't agree with the Ray review. That's why I think this is a good movie. That's why I think The Last Jedi is a good movie. Because it shocked people that they don't like the movie. Like, they've watched the film and they don't like it because, well, it did something that they didn't want. And that's why I actually think it's a good movie, because if you do things, like I think Ryan Johnson even said in a quote himself, Ryan Johnson, director of The Last Jedi, even said in a quote himself, if you do things in a movie that people don't expect you to do, then that's what makes it somewhat of a good film. Because if you get it a movie which everyone loves, then in my opinion, not doing anything fantastic. Everyone loves Endgame. I don't, but most people do. But the thing is with Endgame, with any film, when everyone loves it, they've made decisions that the audience want. The thing is with the new sequel trilogy, they haven't, and that's why I've liked it. Because if it just went, all right, Luke's still saying the good guy, these new characters aren't really important, then it would have just been like, that wouldn't have worked. Like if Leia stayed alive, then Poe wouldn't have been important in any way. If Han stayed alive, then Finn might not got his moment in The Force Awakens between him and Kylo Ren. Finn might not got his character arc in this film, where it's highly implied that he's Force sensitive. The same with Rey. Rey might not got a moment if Luke stayed alive. And things about Luke in this sequel trilogy, I actually like him because he's not the Luke we know. Like in the Luke we know, People love Luke, and I completely understand why people love Luke, but he's not the same Luke we knew in the original trilogy. In my opinion, that's fantastic because you know you can have they changed his character after all this time. They came up with some original idea for him. Like they could have just gone, oh yeah, it's still the same character, and then that would have completely diminished Rey. Might be diminished Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren's actually one of the most liked characters in the sequel trilogy, which even if it's a fact. Like, it's a bed there. It's even a fact. Kevin. But anyway, yeah, it's even a fact that Kylo Ren's like one of the most liked characters in the sequel trilogy. And you wouldn't have got the moment if it was Luke's trilogy. Luke is the Obi-Wan of this trilogy. He's basically Castaway in this trilogy. If anyone's seen Castaway, you know exactly what I mean. Castaway, the one with Tom Hanks and everything. One sec. I'll try and get it up on my phone. But I'm doing it on my laptop. That's why I do the live stream on my laptop. So that if you the camera's different, then that's why. Tom Hanks Castaway. Anyone that's watching, please do comment if you can hear me. I apologize if you can't. I don't know at the moment. I did some tests yesterday, so you should be able to hear me. Look, I'm not even being funny. That is basically what thingy looks like. Luke. That's basically what Luke looks like in Last Jedi. And the thing is, it's not Luke's trilogy. And I know Mark Hamill's talked about his disappointment in his new trilogy, but in the end, Mark Hamill's an old guy. You know, he probably expects to come back to Star Wars and everything. Oh yes, still my story. On wait, it's not anymore. And that's actually why I like the sequel trilogy because it just because up to the sequels, the story had been solely based around the Skywalkers being the best and nothing being wrong with them. Like Anakin, don't get me wrong. I mean, not okay, not the best, but he's overpowered, isn't he? You know, he hasn't got anything majorly wrong with him. In the prequels, Anakin's oh yes, I'm good. Okay, my mother's died, but I'm still good. Okay, episode 3, no, I'm going to turn bad after the Empire had a little chat with me. Whilst in the original trilogy, Luke is like he loses his mother, loses his uncle and his auntie, and then he loses a hand at one stage. Okay, yes, but then he stays good. He never really goes to the dark side. I mean, there's a little bit in Empire Strikes Back where you see Luke's head on in Dagobah when he's training with Yoda, but there isn't anything major that makes people that would make you think, okay, no, that's Luke. You know that's Luke coming to the dark side. Whilst Rey is constantly going, oh yeah, and she's not a Skywalker. That's the thing. She's spoiler alert. She's a Palpatine. So it's that sort of the Skywalkers have always been good. But Rey's not a Skywalker. Like you're going to remember that. I mean, I know it's said at the end of the film that it is, but she's not. So Luke's a Skywalker, and there's never been like a really downside with the Skywalker's going away, and there has been in the Last Jedi. I'm not talking about the Last Jedi, and this is about Skywalker talk, but still, they all go into each other because then Luke is back in the Rise of Skywalker on the island, which is at Skellig Michael, by the way. It's a very famous island in Ireland. Ireland, yes. And he's at Skellig Michael and everything. Well, that's not what it's called. It's called Arc 2 or something. But basically, he's there, and he's exactly the same, just a ghost. But the thing is that this movie does that The Last Jedi. One second, I'm just going to check that you can hear me. I'm going to get my phone up too. So, see if you can hear me. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, see if you can hear me. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, a bit of a delay. Didn't realise that. But anyway, yes, just checking you could hear me. Anyone who is watching or anyone who's going to watch in the future. But anyway, back to Star Wars. And in this movie, Luke's a ghost, but he still wants to do good. You know, he's never stopped wanting to do good. He just got scared. You know, if you were training someone and well, if you were friends with someone and then they turned against you, you know, you wouldn't be wanting to stay around, would you? You'd want to get away from it. And I'm not saying Luke was in the same situation. And if anything, Luke was in the wrong because it's previously proven from the Last Jedi. But the thing is, with Luke in the sequel trilogy, he's the Obi Wan in the sequel trilogy. If you look at Obi Wan, or Obi Benkin, Obi even in the original trilogy, what he's there in Episode 4, a ghost in 5 and 6. And Alec Guinness, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original trilogy, even said himself that he didn't really like the role. And the thing is with Luke in the sequel trilogy, what? He's not really there in The Force Awakens. Okay, you can say he's in The Force Awakens, but if anything, the end of The Force Awakens is just the beginning of The Last Jedi. So really, Luke's only in 2 films of this new trilogy. So yeah, he's there in The Last Jedi. And he's there. He's one of the major roles in The Last Jedi. And his character arc very similar to Obi Wan Kenobi. He goes faces off with Kylo Ren. Obi Wan Kenobi going face off Darth Vader. That character's quite similar. And then Episode 9, Luke's a ghost, similar to Obi Wan Kenobi in Empire and Return of the Jedi. So it's that whole thing that Luke really. That's what Luke is. He is basically Obi Wan Kenobi. He's become his master. I reckon if they ever made a trilogy after the sequel trilogy, maybe Rey become like Luke. I don't know. Anything can happen with Star Wars, but I don't think they will make another trilogy because I don't think they'll make another trilogy connects to the Skywalkers because we've already had that. They've even said themselves that they're going to continue doing Star Wars movies and TV series, which I'm very excited to watch Mandalorian. By the way, I've only seen half of the first episode, and I thought it was very, very good. But I'm very excited to see the Mandalorian. I haven't seen it yet. Please do not post any Mandalorian spoilers at all. I have heard a few things, like everyone knows about Baby Yoda, for God's sake. But I am very, very looking forward to the Mandalorian series, and that's the thing with Star Wars. I don't think they're ever going to come back to the Skywalker saga because they've even said themselves that they're doing a completely new Star Wars trilogy that's not connected to the Skywalkers in any way. And I actually think that's quite a good idea because then there's no YouTubers going, "Oh, you ruined Luke Skywalker's character arc," or "You did this with Han that you shouldn't do," or Leia that you shouldn't have done. To be fair, with what they had limited resources later in Episode 9. People complain that doesn't really add up. So, swallow that Leia has to die so that Kylo can be good again. That doesn't really make sense. But think about the limited resources they had. They couldn't have had Leia, go out and wield a lightsaber, which was what the original plan was. You couldn't have Leia go and face off against Palpatine or Snoke or whatever the original plan was. They couldn't do that because she's not alive anymore, sadly. So you had to do something different, and you had to do something that people weren't expecting before. So I think more than anything, the Leia stuff in the Rise of Skywalker, yes, it doesn't feel right. The first time, maybe. But I've seen the film 3 times now. I'm going to see it at 4th very, very soon. Hopefully very soon. But I'm going to see it at 4th very soon. And I'm very excited to see it because but when I've seen it in the past, when I've seen it for the second and third time, the Leia scenes haven't bothered me as much. Don't be wrong, some of them feel natural, some of them feel just like, okay, I get what they've done there. Like there's a scene where she's hugging Rey and she goes, Rey, but you don't actually see her say it, so they've probably just taken a segment of her saying Rey in The Force Awakens and just overdubbed it into the Rise of Skywalker. That's what they've probably done. But the thing is, you don't know. And for me, it didn't, for the second and third time, okay, it felt like in the first time, I was just like, that was meant for The Force Awakens, and you can kind of tell. But then in the second, third time, you can tell, don't get me wrong. And this is just for me. But it was a lot better. I wasn't thinking in the second time, okay, that was Force Awakens, that's Last Jedi footage. And I don't think any of it was Last Jedi footage, actually, but there weren't moments when I was thinking that. And so with the limited resources they had with Leia, I think they actually did pretty well with Leia in this film. That's not to say that she does brilliant character arc in the film, because I don't think Leia is brilliant in this film. But I think, yes, you had to tell the end of the Skywalker saga with Leia. Leia is a Skywalker. You got to remember that. Leia's a Skywalker. She's sister to Luke. So I get what they were trying to do, maybe there's even scenes that are cut. Maybe I'll definitely get the Blu-ray release of the film. And if there's any deleted scenes, I will talk about them in a video. But the thing is, what they were trying to do with Leia, I was actually pretty happy that they got her in the film. And I understand what they were trying to do. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. And with the limited resources, I was pretty happy what they did with Leia. Not to say that you guys will be. It's not to say that you will even like Leia in this film, but still, it's your decision in the end, and this is just my opinion. Anyway, let's talk about some more stuff in the film that I didn't really talk about in my spoiler review. Please, by the way, if you are watching, I've only got one view at the moment. I don't know who it is, but if you are, hello, thank you for this one view who is watching. If you are watching, please do comment below and ask a question about the film. I'll say what you thought of the film, or something else completely different about the film. Maybe you had a good Christmas, maybe you had a fantastic New Year. Please do comment below and let me know, and I'll do a little talking about that at the end of this stream. I almost said video there. It's not a video, it's a stream. I was going to count as a video. Yeah, so let's talk more about the Rise of Skywalker. Let's talk about Lando. Lando returned in this film, the fantastic Billy Dee Williams. And he really is fantastic. By the way, I think Billy Dee Williams is a fantastic actor. I haven't actually seen him in much. I've seen him in Empire Return, obviously, and I've seen him in Batman 1999. Other than that, I can't really think what I've seen him in. But I have seen him before. I do like him. What I've seen him in. Obviously, he's in this film. The use of Lando. Now, some people said, "Oh, Lando's not in that much," and I just went to go and watch this with Lewis 616 and Ollie Taylor 47. You know, my crew from Party in the Park. If you've seen the Party in the Park video, you know who I'm talking about. I went to go and see it with them too, and they. Oliver said he really liked it, and Oliver's not a massive Star fan, so it was interesting to hear that Oliver liked it. He's not a Star fan. He didn't like The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens, but liked this film. He said, "Oh, blah, blah. To have a non-Star fan like this film, I think that's quite, impressive in a way." And I'm going to talk about that later on. How the film, in my opinion, stands on its own, whilst also finishing all 9 films. But anyway, Lewis 616 came out and he said stuff about Palpatine, which we will get on to. He also said, "Oh, Lando wasn't in that much. I was expecting Lando to be in, but I like the scenes he's in." That's the thing about Lando. If he was in every single scene of the film, or he was in more than an hour of the film, more than half an hour, I don't think you would have got like the Lando you really like. Because the thing with Lando, he's such an ambiguous character, In Solo, he's not in Solo loads. I think in Solo, I know he's young. He's not Billy Dee Williams in Solo. It's Donald Glover. And Donald Glover's a fantastic actor, but he's not. He's not. He's not in Solo loads. He's only in Solo for like. Okay, he's in Solo quite a bit. He's playing Solo more than Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, he's definitely Solo more than Rise of Skywalker. Think of Lando in Solo. I'm not saying anything bad about Lando in Solo, but he's only in it about half an hour. Empire, he only comes into it into the third act of the film. He comes into it like, yeah, it's the third act of the film. He literally, end of the second act, third act of the film, towards the end of Empire, Return of the Jedi. He's got somewhat significant role. He's in the opening, but not much though. He's not a key character. Like in the opening of Return of the Jedi, if you said to me, name a key character, I would say Luke. Probably R2D2's more key than Lando in that sequence. With R2D2 puts the lightsaber out and he's like, that's such a good sequence, by the way. It's the opening sequence of Return of the Jedi. It's such fantastic. Well, not the opening. It's like, I don't know, 20 minutes into the film, but it's a fantastic sequence. It's when Boba Fett gets killed and everything, and they're trying to kill Jabba, and they all manage to get away. It's such a fantastic sequence. But he's not important to that scene, Lando. And then Lando's not really in it again till the third act of the film, where obviously he helps to blow up the second Death Star in Return of the Jedi. So I think the thing with Lando and this film, first of all, where's Lando going to fit in everything? Like, he couldn't have done something with the Emperor, because that would just been like odd if you had Lando with the Emperor. Granted, he could have been in the space battle a bit more, but as everyone knows now, he had a fantastic part to play in that big space battle. He brought everyone in. He brought Wedge in. Wedge came back. Love Wedge. If you don't know who Wedge is, he's like pilot. It's a pilot they always used to see in A New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi. He was always there as a pilot. And he came back. Lando brought him back. But anyway, the thing is with Lando in this film, I think if they included him too much, then you know it wouldn't have had that special feel. Like when Lando's on screen, you treasure those moments. Like if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. If Lando's on screen, you'll be treasuring that moment. You're like Lando. Like the second time, because I knew Lando wasn't in it as much as I would have liked. But the second time, I was treasuring. And I'm not saying it was a fantastic decision not having Lando in the film load. I'm not saying it's a fantastic decision. No, I'm not. But what I am saying is that um, it makes you treasure the character a lot more. Now, I'm not saying that you guys will completely agree with me or the whole of the Rise of Skywalker. You might think it's a terrible movie, but this is my opinion. And if you do think it's a terrible movie, comment, let me know. But don't get all mean about it, though. If you think it's bad, you think it's bad. Fair enough. But anyway, the thing is, going back to Lando in this film, if we had so much of Lando, it wouldn't have felt special. And to have him back, just the segments of this story to help tell the story, to continue the story, to, make sure that the resistance wins in the end. It's a really nice thing, in my opinion. They could have just had, I don't know, could have just had Poe or Finn. They could have had one of them to, go off to the unknown regions. I'm gonna get all these characters back to come and help. But they didn't. They used Lando. And I know about the end of that fan service. I'm gonna get on to fan service actually in a sec. But the thing is, Lando, he's not in it as much as I would have liked, but it does really make you treasure the moments with Lando. And Lando's always been that character that, he's not in. So he's not like a massive character in the films. Don't get me wrong, he is a big character in the films. If he wasn't in the films, the film would have played out completely different. The whole end of Empire would have been completely different. Han wouldn't have been captured, But the moments that he's on screen, they make you treasure it. And the Rise of Skywalker just kind of reinforces that whole thing about Lando in the film. Like, you treasure the moments he is on screen in the Rise of Skywalker. I know I did for certain anyway. But anyway, let's talk about fan service. So fan service is, if you don't know what that is, like when the filmmakers just do something for the fans. And fan service. But the thing is, everyone's complaining that there's way too much fan service in this film. I'm sorry, but Avengers Endgame, that's all I'm going to say. That film is complete fan service. The whole of that last half an hour of the film is complete and utter fan service. There's so much other parts of that film that complete on fan service as well. Like, you see characters from Doctor Strange in the film. What you see the past of Guardian. You see like the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy. And there's so much fan service in that film. Just that whole final battle. You have like every single Marvel character. Why would Star Wars be any different? I really do ask you. Because everyone loved Endgame. Everyone loved that last half an hour of Endgame. I like the last half an hour of Endgame. Endgame as a whole, I don't like, but the last half an hour, I do give credit for because it's a very good last half an hour. But the last half an hour for a film doesn't make it. It has to be a good whole film to, make it a good film for me, not just the last half an hour. That being said, the last half an hour of Endgame is really good in my opinion. But I'm going off track with Endgame now. The thing is that I want to talk about is Rise of Skywalker. Yes, it's got loads of fan service things. Like, you see characters, you see destinations, you see, you hear voices that in the previous films that what they haven't been there in the previous films. And, they've been there in the previous films. These characters. They've, at one stage we hear Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Mace Windu and Anakin's voice, and Yoda's voice. And those, prequel voices. Well, maybe prequels, It's Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan, so it's a prequel Obi-Wan. Although Alec Guinness Obi-Wan is on there, you do hear his voice. Also, you see Wedge again. You also say Lando again. Like I've said this before in the stream, Lando did not have to be in this film. But yeah, Lando didn't have to be in this film, but he was. And I know why they did it, fan service. But that's not a big thing in my opinion. That shouldn't be a big issue. When you do something for fan service, it's because you want to make the fans happy. But granted, that's not going to make the critics happy. But you know what? In my opinion, that's like that's fine. You know, critics are critics. They're not going to like a film. If they're not going to like a film, it shouldn't really affect your opinion. Granted, it has with me in the past. I'm a victim of that. They went on about fan service quite a lot. The critics like, oh, there's too much fan service in the Rise of Skywalker. Endgame is a combination of 10 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and there's so much fan service in that, more than the Rise of Skywalker, in my opinion. And that's the thing with the Rise of Skywalker. There's fan service in there. I'm not arguing with you. There's a lot of it, but you know, it's. I feel that the fan service plays a significant role. And the thing is, with the fan service stuff, it's in there to make people happy. If people go out of that saying way too much fan service, then you're obviously not a Star Wars fan. Like I came out and I was thinking, oh my god, they had Qui-Gon's voice in there, Obi-Wan's voice in there, Maze Windu's voice in there. You know, these big, big Styles cuts. You had Wedge in there at one stage. You had Lando in there. You had the Mandalorian ship apparently. I don't watch Mandalorian ship. Actually, I've seen the Mandalorian ship actually, but apparently the Rebel ship in there, the ship from Star Wars Rebels. Again, I haven't watched that, but I've seen like videos where people are, oh, that's the Rebel ship and everything. And you had like the return to the old Death Star. It was like when we're in the old Death Star, old Stormtrooper outfits, and it's all there for fan service. But that shouldn't be an issue. You know, fan service is fan service. If you're just wanting to please the fans, in my opinion, that's actually good. You know, in the end, you're trying to finish what 9 films that spanned over 40 years. Fan service is always going to be an issue because you'll want to come in, and if you don't, you know, bring back the characters like Wedge or Lando, people will be like, where were they for the last, you know, 30 years of the sequel trilogy? People were 30 years of the Skywalker saga. People were like, well, where were they? And now you got a bit of closure with them. I'm not saying that the fan service was completely needed. Granted, they went a bit over the top at some stages, but it does really make you feel like a Star fan of the film. I've gone really on about fan service. I've gone on a lot about fan service. I'm going to do a quick thing and try and get people to come and watch because I need more viewers, as I would like to questions at the end of this, but I'm going to put questions down there. So I'm going to go onto Instagram. I'm just going to alert people that the stream is taking place. Is going to come and watch. So, apologies for this, I don't use Instagram words. Yes, this is just to get more people watching because I want to do questions at the end of this, and I'm not going to really have the opportunity to do questions in another video. Not for a while. I won't be doing another live stream for a while. I might do one actually. I don't know when the next big movie is that's coming out. Birds of Prey, might do a live stream with that. Wonder Woman 984, I probably will do, but that's not till June. Black Widow one, I'm not really looking forward to that. I will go on to that in another video, by the way. I probably will do a live stream in the future, maybe just a movie one, maybe talk if people want to come in, have a little listen and talk with me. But it won't be for a while. I'll talk about that a bit at the end of this video. Just gonna let people know the live stream is taking place. Join in. Well, just put that on my. Whoever is watching, thank you for watching. I do have one viewer, it looks like. And thank you for watching. It seems like you've been watching for 29 minutes. Knowing me, though, it might be me, actually. But I've just left my phone. Oh no, I haven't left it. Whoever was watching, thank you for watching. I don't know who you are, but thank you for watching. Okay, well, let's continue with talking about the Rise of Skywalker. So, by the way, Star Wars t-shirt, because it's a Star Wars related video, of course. But anyway, let's talk about more about Rise of Skywalker. Well, I covered quite a lot of it in my spoiler review, actually. But, trying to think what I didn't cover. The Palpatine in this film. I think I covered this in my spoiler review. Like, it was a bit odd in this film. Palpatine. But, like, I never thought it was on in this film. There's a really nice moment that it's in the soundtrack, so I've listened to the soundtrack a lot. Yeah, yeah. I listened to the latest Star Wars soundtrack a lot. I'm a massive fan of John Williams still. Plus, I'd listen to it because it's these last Star Wars soundtrack that he's doing. And there's a scene in the film where Rey's like up close to Palpatine, and Palpatine's like, bring it awesome. Like, I can't remember. I saw the film like a week ago or something. And he puts his arms up and he's like, everyone come forward, something like that. And then there's like loads of people in cloaks like all watching. It's a bit like the arena in Attack of the Clones. You have loads of people in like cloaks watching, and then you have some like big choral music thing that I know it's such a good moment. I keep replaying that moment in my head. Oh, he says something. Maybe when I see the film again, I'll do another live stream just to talk about my fourth opinion because I would have seen it for the fourth time. But the thing is, that scene which captured me so much in that film. I'm like, okay, now the Emperor's getting back, and then you see him in his new cloak. He's not got the thing hanging down on him after a while. And he's like, it's such a good moment. And people complain that apparently in other like Star Wars comics, I don't read the Star Wars comics. I only really watch the movies and occasionally the TV shows. Like I said, I will go on to watch The Mandalorian when it comes out in this country, which I don't know where. I think it's like March, so I've got a while to wait for that. But lost train of thought. But yeah, that's it. Part of the Star Wars comics and the whole thing about Palpatine is he wants to stay alive forever. And I actually like what they did with Palpatine in this film. Like, I don't really read the Star Wars comics. I'm not a massive fan of Palpatine. Don't get me wrong, I love Palpatine, but if he wasn't in this film, I think I still would have liked the film. But I'm sidetracking there. The thing is about Palpatine in this film. Apparently, he wants to live forever in all the other films. I think he must have got to the point now, after what he's been in 6 films now. He was in Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Empire, Return of the Jedi, and now this. He must have I don't know, that's spanned over what, 60, 70 years? I think it's 67 actually. Since I read somewhere that it's been Rise of Skywalker 67 years after the Phantom Menace. That you didn't know that. But the thing is, I think he must have realised after what, 67 years, he can't do this on his own. And but raise his granddaughter, so he's gonna get raised power. And I'm not a massive person on the Palpatine camera, so I'm talking about this with a bit of like optimism because I don't really know like real in-depth stuff about Palpatine's story. I don't know that. But the thing is with Palpatine in this film, he is what he is. I think they were just trying to bring back that whole Palpatine feel. You know, he doesn't completely go with everything canon, but if you're literally trying to finish, if J.J. Abrams would have had to go through what? Months and months of looking through like, every Star Wars comic, every segment of all the films, every segment of all the TV shows, and believe me, it's a lot now. There's a lot. Like, think about Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Resistance, Star Wars Clone Wars. It's just a hell of a lot, which I dare say Palpatine's in most of all that, or if not all of it. And like all the side movies and everything of some like Rogue One and Solo, because they might even have some relation to Palpatine. He would have had to go through so much, and the thing is, you've got to. I know the finishing off 9 films, and they do kind of make a point about that. But they're only finishing off 9 films, which they also make a point about. No, they're not finished. You haven't really said they're finishing off the comics. They haven't really said they're finishing off. Granted, okay, there is apparently Star Wars Rebels ship. I don't watch Star Wars Rebels, but it's the animated thing. But I don't watch. Apparently, the ship from the Star Wars Rebels is seen in the final space battle. I don't know. Apparently, it is. So I guess it's kind of bringing a connection there. But it's finishing off 9 films. And if you completely look at Palpatine in those 9 films, I think for me, I was satisfied with how I was in this film. Other people haven't been. That's fine. That's your opinion. But I was satisfied. Um, there's also for me, there was also some classic Palpatine moments. Like this is the scene where he gets his new cloak and everything. He's not got a thing hanging about. Just talk about the scene, but and he looks at his hand and like, oh, I have full power. And like, yeah, that's what he does. And all the lightning bolts going into the air, and all the ships are getting electrocuted and Poe's like, oh no, I'm losing control. And that was such a good Palpatine moment, in my opinion. Granted, I don't think the film wastes him in any way. No. The thing is with you've got to talk about where the Last Jedi was left off. You know, at the end of the Last Jedi, Snoke was dead. The big villain was dead. Kylo is kind of conflicted, you know. He says he's all evil, but in my opinion, he's conflicted. It's quite implied that he's still conflicted. Luke's gone. You know, these big things, and the resistance is diminished down to almost nothing. You know, they can all fit the Millennium Falcon. Even a shot at the end of the Last Jedi when all the Millennium Falcon talking. So the scene when it was you had to bring back a villain. You had to have an overriding villain because in the end, with Kylo Ren's arc in this film, you couldn't have Kylo Ren be the ultimate villain. Granted, Kylo Ren is a good villain, but if you've seen the Rise of Skywalker, you know that he turns good after the film. So, which is quite emotional seeing Han Solo back. It was emotional for me anyway, seeing Han Solo again. But the thing is, we had to bring back a villain that people had previously known with the films. And let's talk about the villains that they could have brought back. Count Dooku might have been a good idea. But sadly, Christopher Lee, who played him, is now dead. General Grievous, not a good idea. He should stay with the prequels. He was good in Revenge. I'm not saying anything bad about the character, but he was underused. Darth Maul, he barely spoke, so he was memorable, but only because of the double-bladed lightsaber. I can tell you now, if Darth Maul did not have a double-bladed lightsaber, it would not be that popular. That is even a fact. And you can argue with me on that, and I said good arguments back. But the thing is, you have to bring back a villain. And Palpatine, if you look over 9 films, if you look from the Phantom Menace, he's a young man. Well, not a young man. He's younger than he is in Return of the Jedi Empire. He's a young man in the Phantom Menace. And Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and then Revenge of the Sith, he obviously turns into the Emperor. The full-fledged Emperor that we soon come to know in Empire and Return of the Jedi. So if you look over these previous 6 films, you have to bring back a villain. And Palpatine's been the overriding villain. Granted, they could have brought back Snoke, but it would have been a bit ridiculous and it might not have worked. And also, I actually like what they did with Snoke in the end, that Snoke was just all part of Palpatine's plan. I think that's a really nice idea, because then you feel like, okay, Palpatine's plan is all along. Okay, now that's pretty good. I'm starting to get the idea that why Palpatine's coming back. And so, Palpatine in this film, I think it was a good idea that they included him in this film. If you look at the past few films, it would have been odd to include a villain like Count Dooku or John Grievous or Darth Maul or, you know, even Grand Moff Tarkin or Snoke even, because it just would have been odd to have them in this film when we really, at most, have known them all for about 2 movies. Maybe Darth Maul might have been a good decision, but I think Palpatine's better. Just because Palpatine's he's always been that overriding villain. He's always been, you know, the villain that he's always been that villain at top of everyone that, you know, everyone's always feared. That's the thing with Star Wars. I noticed that actually it's always been like a villain which everyone thinks is the main villain, But actually, there's someone above like Darth Maul, who's Palpatine, Count Dooku, Palpatine, General Grievous, General Grievous, Palpatine, Darth Vader, Palpatine, Kylo Ren, Snoke, Kylo Ren, Snoke, Kylo Ren, Palpatine, and Master Skywalker. That's the thing. You always had to have that big major villain. And I remember I was actually watching the Star Celebration. By the way, if you don't know what it is, it's a big like event that happens mainly in America. I think it has happened a couple of times in this country, but it happens mainly in America, and it happens like once every year. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but it happened in 2019 with the Rise of Skywalker, the big Rise of Skywalker panel, and Stephen Colbert, he was a famous American talk show host. He was hosting the panel. Said J.J. Abrams, director to the movie. J.J. Abrams, director to the movie. Who is the main villain in this film? And J.J. Abrams jokingly said Kathleen Kennedy produced the film as a joke, but actually, that is the thing. That made me thought, oh wait, is Kylo the main villain? No, it can't be. Because Kylo Ren's like the Darth Vader of this new trilogy. And then, you kind of think, Snoke, is Snoke back? And then you watch the teaser trailer, you hear the Emperor's laugh at the end of the trailer. The Emperor's back. And in my opinion, it makes so much sense, to have the Emperor back. They could have just gone with Snoke, and it would have been a bit ridiculous. Like, okay, and it would have been, oh, damn, the camera's glitched. And it would have, hello? Oh, the camera's glitching a bit. Sorry about this. Oh yes, I have a comment. Yes, Spike. Hey, please do comment anything about the channel. Like I said before, if you do, hey, you got it. Yeah, raise a Palpatine. Yeah, like I said before, I was happy with that decision. Please do comment anything you want, honestly, anything, and I'll probably answer by the end of this video. But anyway, talking more about Palpatine. You had to have an overriding villain. Kylo couldn't be the overriding villain in this film because Kylo sounds good. So Palpatine has. I think Palpatine was a fantastic decision. Some people don't. Some people think the scenes are a bit weird. You couldn't just have him come back like that. And I know they don't really explain how he came back after his death. His death in Return of the Jedi. Like in Return of the Jedi, he falls down the big chute and you don't really know what's happened to him. And then at the start of not the start, but in the opening scenes of the Rise of Skywalker, he's just like there's some aspects of the dark side that something like that, and he hints at how he came back, and it's implied that it's something to do with the power of the dark side, but it's not. But you don't know, and I actually think that's really good because if they did a straight up thing, like if they did a straight up like, okay, this is how I survived, people would have been like, that doesn't really make sense, and people would have analyzed that like crazy. Now the thing is with and so I actually think it was good. They could even make a TV series, like a mini TV series, how Palpatine lived, how he lived on from Return of the Jedi to the Force Awakens through the Last Jedi, how he lived on. They have the area now. They won't do a film about it. But the thing is, I was happy with Palpatine in this film. Now, the thing is with ending 9 films, ending anything, as evidenced by Game of Thrones, you're going to have a divisive ending. That's a fact with anything. No one's going to love the ending of anything. I watched endings of TV shows before, and I just thought, well, that's a bit of a rubbish ending. Or they've been really safe, and they've played it really, really safe, and just done an ending which you know everyone will like, not shocking people whatsoever. This ending doesn't really shock people. I get that. But people aren't happy with like just the ending in general. And what you got to think is that they're trying to end 9 films in this one film. Now, that's a hard decision, and it was Disney's decision to make. They could have just done another episode 10, 11, 12. They could have gone on forever. but they wanted to do 9 because that's what George Lucas always set out to do. There's even interviews where George Lucas says, oh, yes, it's always set out to be a 9-film saga, 3 3-act plays. That's what he said. So they're trying to end all these films, and it's not going to please everyone. It would have had to be a 4-hour film to please everyone. You would have had to get like a land battle, like the Ewoks, and to please everyone would have been a hard thing, especially after The Last Jedi. So you had to go a way that felt safe, yet crossing boundaries. And that's what they're trying to do to Rise of Skywalker. In my opinion, I like the decisions they made. Not everyone does. Like I know people that have previously said that they don't like that Rey and Kylo kissed. They thought it was a bit odd. I know people that say Palpatine's not in it much, Lando's not in it much, or where did Rey's power come from? Like her new power, you see her using lots of new powers in some. Like there's a scene where she's holding the ship and Kylo's on the ship. She uses a lightning bolt. And, okay, the lightning bolt that came from Palpatine. That was her first hint that she was a Palpatine. Now the thing is with this film, like I said, you're trying to end 9 films. You're not going to please everyone with an ending. I don't like the end. I don't like Endgame, and that's an ending of 10 years of Marvel. That's an ending for Iron Man and Captain America, and Black Widow's character arc. I don't like that ending. But that's just me. I know loads of people that do, and I completely respect that decision. That's their decision. They love that film. I don't. You know what? Fair enough. I've argued with them about it, but in the end, it's their decision. And they've come back to me and they said, I don't like the Rise of Skywalker. We've argued, but in the end, it's their decision. It's not my decision. It's not my decision to say what you like the film. But then I have other people come to me and said they absolutely adore the film, or they really, really like the film, or they liked it. And Ollie Taylor, by the way, who is not a Star Wars fan, really likes it, which shocked me a bit. But yeah, you're trying to end 9 films in one film. Ultimately, you're not going to please everyone. You're never going to please everyone in an ending. But the ending of this film, I felt they did the right thing. Going back to Tatooine, where essentially, if you take out the whole first 10 minutes of A New Hope, that's where Star Wars began. Planet-wise, that's where Star Wars began, and Tatooine with C-3PO and R2-D2. Granted, the saga it could have stretched it out. I reckon if they really wanted, they could have made a 3-hour film with this. But I don't know. I don't know the economic issues that they would have had. I know they made a 3-hour movie of Endgame, but I think I've heard like stories where they really pushed for that 3-hour movie of Endgame. Whilst this, it would have been difficult, and I think in the end, I would have liked to see a 3-hour movie, but it's not my decision. And I don't know, they might have fought like battles after battles after battles to try and get this movie 2 hours and a half. And in the end, it went under 2 hours and a half. So I don't know. Working in a studio, you get set of one time. And I reckon theirs was under 2 hours and a half. And that's what they did in the end. The film does feel a bit rushed. Segments of it do. I watched the film 3 times now. On my third viewing, it didn't feel rushed at all. Now, that's just me. Like I was watching it, thinking, okay, this is actually quite a slow scene, and that was when they get to the old Death Star, and the same when they went Jimmy, I think that's what new planet's called. That's where you meet Zorai Bliss, and you learn a bit about Poe's past. Those scenes didn't drag for me. I mean, the scenes didn't rush for me. They did the first time. The first time I got to, I was like, oh, okay, what? Oh, we're there now, but like. With this, when I watched it the second and third time it still felt rushed, but not as rushed as the first time. The third time, I was quite relaxed. Granted, yeah, it jumps in. It's not like any of the other Star Wars movies that might ease you in a bit, people might say. Like, I know people who said to me, like, okay, Return of the Jedi eases you in. Force Awakens eases you in. Last Jedi, I'd like to think eases you in, and that's one of the reasons I like Last Jedi. But The Rise of Skywalker is not easy win. From the opening, Kylo's killing people. Why is he killing people? Okay, he's doing that to get get the wayfinder thing was what it got to go and find Palpatine, find Palpatine. Then cut to the good guys, Finn, Poe, Chewie, all of them Falcon, all those R2D2. Oh yes, R2D2. It's really pushing you and everything. So the thing is with Rise of Skywalker, it had to do so much in one film. Granted, I think the new characters aren't needed. Maybe Janna was needed. I actually like Janna. Janna's a new one with the big bushy hair, and she's also deserter of the First Order, like Finn was in The Force Awakens. And that's actually why I really like her character, because they could have just, they chose to do more deserters, and that makes sense. You wouldn't just have the one person deserting the First Order. It brings up, like other people desert the First Order, and then this one you find out they do. Janice is deserted the First Order. There's even been some rumors that her and Finn are brother and sister. Maybe, I don't know. That's yeah. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Bit of a weird one. I don't really have an opinion on that. I don't really think Zaya Bliss is needed. Though with her, you do get Babu Frink, who is awesome, who seems to be high in most of this film. But the thing is with Star Wars, going back into the ending, Star Wars is so huge. You can't please everyone. Game of Thrones was so big, and the final series, decisions were made, it was rushed, and it didn't please everyone. Marvel, as big as it is, I'm not saying it's not big, as big as it is not as big as Star Wars. I know a lot more people that it's the thing is with Star Wars, most people get on DVD after a while, maybe watching the cinema. Okay, quite a lot of people watching the cinema, but quite a lot of people also get on DVD. Marvel's one of those things where you just go, your mates go, oh, I want to watch Marvel, I want to watch a Marvel film. Oh yeah, what are we gonna watch? Avengers. New Avengers movies out. Yes, let's go and watch that. Well, Star Wars is more one that you go and watch for the film, for the enjoyment, for the lightsabers, and you can watch it in the cinema or you watch it at home. But more people like Star Wars, and Star Wars is so huge. You can't please everyone, as evidenced by the sequel trilogy. Marvel's safe. It makes safe decisions. Star Wars doesn't. That's the facts. The Force Awakens killed off Han. Luke Skywalker dies in The Last Jedi. These aren't safe decisions. Granted, The Force Awakens actually plays it quite safe and is quite loyal to the original trilogy because it's easing people back in. For The Force Awakens, yes, it's understandable why they did that. Last Jedi, nope, we just want to change our expectations. Think Luke's going to be the ultimate. Think Luke's going to be like the one who saves everyone. Not anymore. Although he kind of does actually. But he's not the same Luke that we previously saw in the original trilogy. So the thing is, I've talked about this earlier in the stream. Luke is not the original. Luke is not the Luke of this sequel trilogy. Luke Skywalker of the original trilogy is the Luke Skywalker of that trilogy. Luke Skywalker of this trilogy is actually Rey, which is kind of ironic actually because Rey's Palpatine. But anyway, the thing is, it changed people's expectations, and that's why they go against. If this trilogy had scenes where Han, Luke, and Leia and Lando were all in a room together, and Han survived the whole trilogy, Luke survived the whole trilogy, Leia survived the whole trilogy, people would have loved it. People would be over the streets going, Star Wars, get in! Oh, it's amazing. Absolutely blown me away. People would have loved it. But I don't think they would have been as good as films. The thing is with Marvel, I can never take a Marvel movie seriously because they always make, daft decisions and they always Infinity Stones. It's just all a bit like lunatic. Well, Star Wars, in a way, it actually I know the goofy space movies, but in a way, it actually relates back to society nowadays, always reflecting what the world we live in. Not massively. I wouldn't say, oh yeah, compare Kylo Ren with Donald Trump. I wouldn't say something like that. But the thing is with Star Wars, like I previously said, and like I've said a number of times now, you can't please everyone. And this new trilogy is an example of that. The prequel trilogy is an example. The thing is, with the original trilogy, no one had seen anything like that before. So honestly, doing the original trilogy was like, you know, I can't think of what it's out because if I was talking about another original trilogy with any other film, I would compare it to Star Wars. But I'm talking about Star Wars, so I can't compare it to Star Wars. But yeah, The Rise of Skywalker, it was never, ever, ever going to please everyone. But it pleased the fact that I was pleased with the ending. I was happy with. I was very, very pleased with the ending. I've come to love this film. I can understand why people wouldn't, but I personally have come to love this film. That's not to say the film doesn't have problems, like I've talked about in the spoiler review, and this not to say that the decisions made, I agree with them all, because I don't. But the decisions are justified. There's so many parts of this film where you can feel like this is Star Wars again. Arguably more than Last Jedi. Like, I think Last Jedi is a fantastic film. Star Wars wise, there's a much more of an argument to talk about that. But in the end, Star Wars is what it is. Rise of Skywalker is the final Star Wars movie, when people like it or not. The thing that you've always got to think with the Rise of Skywalker, maybe they should have pushed it back another year. I don't know. Maybe they should have. But the thing is, you've always got to think about that film is you had 2 years to do it in. You had to finish all 9 films, including Last Jedi. By the way, it was done by different directors, so it was ended in such a way that you had to do things in this film. Like, you had to bring back a bigger evil. You had to, know, bring back a full pledged protagonist character. You had to have someone. You had to have things that the Last Jedi just kind of cut off. So, the film had to do things that Lost Jedi wouldn't have had to do, or the Force Awakens wouldn't have had to do. Okay, the Force Awakens would have had to do, actually. And there's loads of talk about how the film diminishes the Last Jedi. Like, apparently Rose is in less than 2 minutes of this film. That's even a fact. I read it online somewhere. But I never felt for the whole of this film that, okay, when we were with Poe and Finn, okay, where's Rose now? I really like to see Rose. I never felt that. That's not because I thought Rose was a bad character in The Lost Jedi. I actually think she was played quite well in The Lost Jedi, like Neutron. She's somewhat of a bad character, yes, but she's just worse characters in Star Wars, such as Watsu in Phantom Menace. But let's not get into that. But the thing is, with people said that The Last Skywalker feels more like a sequel to The Force Awakens, not The Last Jedi. You've got to consider that these movies were done by different people. Yes, it is evident now that there was no plan. The whole trilogy, like, would have been the original trilogy. But they had like 2 years to do these films. And when when the Star Wars films are so big, like these ones, and they've only got 2 years to do, it's not going to be an easy thing. And I think if they gave another year with The Rise of Skywalker, it could be a completely different film, to be honest. I think it could have been a lot bigger, maybe better. Maybe they would have gone over the top, maybe they would have been a bit too much fan service. But the thing is, with this movie, yes, if anything, it does feel more like a sequel to The Force Awakens. You've got to realise that The Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker are by the same, directors. So in the end, it is what it is. The Rise of Skywalker. Uh, maybe, in my opinion, I felt it was quite a good sequel to The Last Jedi because it revisits The Last Jedi location. Porgs were in it. Porgs were in this film. But the thing is, like I said, you can't please everyone. And maybe J.J. Abrams, director of this film, didn't like Last Jedi. And that's fine. Not everyone has to like the same film. Like I said before, I don't like Endgame, but I seem to everyone else that I meet, apart from one other person, seems to like it. That's fine. But the thing is, with this film, maybe it does feel like more of a sequel to Force Awakens. But that's no bad thing. because yes, the Last Jedi is there. It's long Star Wars movie, the more, but it's still significant. So many decisions were made. You know, if you didn't watch Last Jedi went from Force Awakens to Rise of Skywalker, you wouldn't have to know much, granted, but you'd miss out on so much great moments. You miss out on the Fantastic Four Williams movie. You miss out on Luke dying. You miss out on Snoke dying. You miss out on these big, big, big moments in Star Wars history. And granted, people don't like that film, and they've taken it and tearing it apart. You've got to realize that they had 2 years to make the film. Granted, if they had 3 years like the original trilogy, maybe they would have been as good a film as the original trilogy. I don't know. I don't make these films. Disney do. So, and people can't always have got Disney stars, by the way, because The Mandalorian's doing fantastic. I can't not hear enough people say how much they like The Mandalorian, and that's all Disney Star Wars. And also Marvel's Disney now as well. So, and I cannot hear as much people. I hear way too many people say they like Marvel nowadays. Now, I'm not saying in any way you guys have to like The Rise of Skywalker. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this is my complete opinion, and I'm just talking about more of the spoilers in this video. Maybe I'll do another spoiler live stream. I don't know. It won't be for another week and a bit. I'm going to talk about that very very soon. Why it won't be? But in the end, it is what it is. It's the conclusion to 9 films, and you have to make it feel like a film within itself, which I think it does. Like if you Okay, it doesn't do it that well actually. Okay, if you watch the whole sequel trilogy and then you finish on this one, I think you feel satisfied. But the thing is, you have to make it feel like a film within itself, whilst also finishing off not just its own trilogy. Because so many unanswered questions, like you got unanswered questions to do with who Ray is, who Snoke is, and stuff like that. Where Lando being there, and you have so many unanswered questions you had to do in this film from just from the sequel trilogy alone, whilst questions from like Phantom Menace or New Hope or Empire, Return of the Jedi, and you really see the extent of the Force in this film. You know, ta da, and she's like in the end, in my opinion, they might have tried to do a bit too much in this film, and maybe it doesn't stand alone. But if you watch what it is, and I've heard this actually said a lot lately. What it is, episode 9, in my opinion, is a satisfying conclusion to not only this new sequel trilogy, but the complete 9 films. That's not to say that it doesn't have problems. And I talk more in depth about this in my spoiler review. But there's so many decisions that are made in this film. So many. That most of them I agree with, I'm not gonna lie. I know people won't, but most of them I do, like the whole Ray thing, General Hux dying, Carlo being good, the Emperor coming back, and the Emperor scenes didn't feel weird in my opinion. Like, I agree with all them, but I know people that don't. I know people that say the Emperor's not in it too much, not in it that much. But I think the Emperor's in it just the right amount because you had to have a build up to him. He hadn't been in the previous movies. And maybe a plan would have benefited from these movies. Maybe we would have had like slight hints of the Emperor throughout these 3 films that would have led to him in this movie. And maybe that would have been better. But in the end, we have what we have with the Rise of Skywalker. And I really, really like it. I understand why people don't. But for me, I really, really like this film. And like I said before, I'm going to give it an 8.0 out of 10. That's not to say that the film, I've said this before, it's only just an 8 for me. Because the film's got fun, but you understand what they were trying to do. And I'm happy with it. Now, if you want to put your questions, down below and everything, please do. I'd love to hear what you thought of the film. If you didn't like it, put down below and say why I didn't like it. Please don't be mean about it though. If you like the film, fantastic. Please put down below and tell me why, or tell me if you did. Also, tell me any questions. I'm going to end the stream soon, but I'm probably going to do another live stream within the next 2-3 weeks. So I'll probably answer some burning questions then. I don't know what the next live stream about. Maybe it'll just be another live stream. Maybe it'll just be a fun one. Maybe it'll just be a question one. But in the end, I'm happy with Rise of Skywalker. I probably will do another video on it. I'm gonna go and see it again in like the next 2 weeks. My mum isn't seeing it, so I'm gonna go and see it with her. So I'm gonna go and see it again in the next 2 weeks. And I probably will do a fourth video. Well, I don't know, it won't be my fourth video talking about it. It'll be another video talking about what I think of the film on my fourth viewing, whether my opinions change and anything else, whether the reshoots become more evident in this, because there was reshoots. Whether they become more evident, I don't know. But I'll be going to see it again today soon. But when I say soon, I mean in the next 2 weeks, because, and this is actually relating to the channel right now. I won't be making a video for until Friday probably, and then Friday I'll probably be doing my another film review of it, a new film that's out. But until Friday, I won't make a review, because I've got exams second week, not this week, not this week, not this week that starts tomorrow, but the week after that I've got exams, so I'll be revising, I've got a lot of work to do and stuff. So I won't be making a video probably until Friday, and then I'll have my review of 1917 or Jojo Rabbit, both which I'm willing to anticipate to see, and I will give a review of both. I don't know which will be on Friday though. But until then, you have this stream to watch, you have so many other videos to watch, you have all my other Stars videos to watch. I'm also going to be uploading a Stars related video later today. I apologise for not uploading over the New Year period. I was on holiday. I thought I was going to have Wi-Fi, but I didn't have Wi-Fi. But I have I'm going to have an awesome New Year holiday video, kind of like slideshow montage thing, that I will be uploading probably on Saturday next week or Sunday, one of the two. So yeah, I'll show you that. But please, if you want to comment anything, this is your last chance. By the way, guys, I hope you had a fantastic New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year. Yes, so it seems, I'm going to just talk a bit more. Just say videos in 2020. I'm going to be doing less because I've got a lot of work to do and stuff, but I'm still going to continue with the film reviews. Lewis 616 will probably appear in videos. He might even appear in the next live stream. Who knows? Maybe. But there's so much to do, so much more that can be done. And there's so much film to review this year. I can't wait. I'll be doing a lot more film reviews, a lot more new film reviews. I probably won't do as much old film reviews, partly because I'm so busy and everything. But guys, almost at 110. When it gets to 110, I'm going to end the stream. But if you want to comment below what you thought of the Rise of Skywalker, I've said this enough times now. Please do. Even if the stream's ended and you're watching this, I don't know, 2 days later, please do comment below, because I'd love to know what you think of the film. I've had lots of comments from the people who found saying they don't like it, or they said it wasn't a boring film. And it isn't a boring film. You know, it's fast paced, it's fun, it's really fun to watch. So, in the end, I love the film. It's not my favourite of Star films, but I love it. And I probably will do another live stream on the film, but won't be for the next 2 weeks, like I previously said. I'm supposed to talk about why. But I will be uploading later today, by the way, with a ranking of all Star films, which I made over the New Year period. But anyway, for now, I am going to be sending off very soon. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. Hopefully, it's the first of many. I'll probably be doing a lot more in the summer because I'll have a lot more free time then. Maybe Lewis 616 might return to the job. Who knows? But 2020, here we go. So many new films coming out. Star Wars is over now, but I won't be done making Star Wars videos yet. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this live stream. If you have, if you're watching it, if you're watching it, when it's already taking place, not to worry. Thank you for watching that. But first of many live streams, hopefully, and I really enjoyed doing it. It feels weird doing it and not doing a normal video. It does feel weird. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I enjoyed doing it. If you want to see more live streams, please put it online on Instagram or something, or put on Facebook or whatever, or let me know in the comments if you want to see more live streams. Just let me know. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching the live stream. Here we go with the end, and let me know what you thought of the Rise of Skywalker. I'd love to know. I really want to know because it's Star Wars and I'm a big Star Wars fan. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this live stream. If you have watching it at home or in the future, thank you for watching. See you all guys again soon. It's been a pleasure doing this live stream. It's a pleasure doing every video. I'm in 2020 now, a new era of videos. Oh, that's just to say before I go, there was a video uploaded yesterday in March 2019 that I basically just show like a whole montage of my videos in 2019, but and photos as well. But if you want to go check that out, I uploaded that yesterday. I uploaded it quite late, and I just got back from holiday yesterday. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this live stream. There's so many, hopefully. See you guys again soon, and probably see you guys again soon. Bye for now. Bye.